Morning Koffee. All right, today we out here. The Knicks are on a 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, we back on the nitro.
Yeah, and we got Cleveland tonight, so maybe we can get back on track. So, all right, today we're going to start off talking about Mitchell Robinson and his since deleted message, about why the Knicks won't let him play more. When they're gonna let him play, and for some reason, I'm not really one to condone that in a player, as a guy who coached. But what I would say is I kind of like that, because that tells me that Mitch, that he knows that he's supposed to be doing more, and then we just gonna maybe take a look at how he can do more.
Yeah, remember I just asked you about the tweet. And he's right, because we said it last year that he shows signs of he can do more. And if he was practicing the shot, what else was he practicing? So.
Well, it's on both sides. It's on both sides, because some of the stuff that Mitch does out on the court is like he's worth every penny and more. Some of his rebounding and definitely his blocking shots, intimidating. That's worth money. But as far as the offense, some of that's on him. So the part that's on him is like, take the shot. Like, we see that Mitch is open. Take the shot. That Thibodeau is not gonna. Okay, they probably don't want you out there launching threes, but he's not gonna tell you not to take an open shot unless he directly told you not to. But we see those situations where Mitch is there. Nobody's around him, and then you just got to shoot the ball. And if you make it, you make it. If you miss it, you miss it. But get comfortable shooting it, because I looked at the game, the last game in the warm-ups when they would show, he still was shooting jumpers in the warm-ups. Then as coaches, if you're not going to let him do it in the game, then in the warm-ups, make him go down and do some other things in the warm-ups. Y'all still let them, it got to go both ways. So, but the part that's on Mitch is just, take the shots. And then you didn't show us you working on your low post game, in the summertime. You just showed us you launching threes and a handle that you wasn't going to get to use. So maybe he did more, but that's what you put up.
But my question would be like, is he just taking the hand that he's dealt? Because it's not really like, it's not like they looking for him to post up. They didn't throw him throwing the ball in the post at all this season. So it's really just an alley or in like transition.
Yeah, but I know, but there was two times.
The only time he showed that he do more is if he get the steal on a fast break and he take it to the hole.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm an advocate for Mitch all day long, but still, I look at some of the things that there was 2 recent games where the ball did go to him, not directly, but went to him in the post, and he seemed like, a deer stuck in headlights. Like the way he fumbled it up to throw up a shot. So I was a little bit surprised by that, because I thought he would be relishing the opportunity to get the ball down low and make a move. So let's look at Mitch's stats, right? Because there's talk that he's not worth it. So in 19 games, he averaged 9 points, 8 rebounds, point assists. He's still up in the 65, close to 70 in field goal percentage. Now his free throws are 43%, and to me that's, I don't know about that one, because he can shoot better, and he has shown that he can go to the line and knock down 2 free throws. But he's also shown that in the games where we involve him, he can get 15 points, and he can grab 12, 13 rebounds, and he can get 2-3 blocks. You know what I'm saying? So part of that is up to us to involve Mitch, too, as a coaching staff, and keep Mitch more involved, because his strengths are blocking shots, rim protection, intimidating the other players, and then rim running. And that's not even having been his forte this year with the rim running. It's more, we don't even keep him in the pick and rolls every game like we do,
So now I ask you, because I'm not going to bomb on Mitch. It's over for that. That's my guy. Where is the developmental Knicks team that they always be talking about now? So now, at this moment right now, we got Quickly and all of them. They talk about how they go and they hit their jumpers after their game and they stay after practice longer. So what are the developmental coaches doing?
Well, in terms of
like, do we see it or no?
Well, in terms of with Mitch, as far as with him, his development is, to me, we've seen it in terms of how he in his defensive side of the ball more, and then because he is like he's playing primarily. What I'm saying, but we on his behalf, he's playing like he's staying out of foul trouble.
Okay.
Primarily, he's keeping his man in front of him, and then, like I said last week, it's like you guard the guards. You'll go out to the 3-point line to guard the guards, but you won't go out to the 3-point line to follow a big man out. So, and then you get burnt by the three. Now, the other thing is he helping so much that if somebody don't help him when he goes out to block or intimidate a shot, his man gets to duck behind. So that part is a team effort. But I think he's being developed because I look at his body. I look at his wingspan, the weight that he can be able to carry. I look at the way he's played. I mean, he got outplayed by Drummond in the game, but he also outplayed Drummond in the game. He got outplayed by the Indiana big man, but then so does most people because his footwork is just impeccable. I look at Embiid. Embiid had his number the first time we played him, but I remember last year and years past, he guarded Embiid pretty good in stretches, like, mano a mano, me and you down there. He held his own. So he's still going to get stronger to learn those things, but not every team got that kind of center.
I mean, yeah, I think Embiid only killed him this time because he was staying out of foul trouble. So he was able to stay in the game longer.
And Embiid knows because Mitchell has gotten in his behind a few times on defense. So, when he sees Mitch, his antenna probably go up. And then the same thing with Drummond. Mitch had his number in the game, in the game that we won. So, he to me, he's not really just being totally manhandled by the bigger centers. Yeah. But you got to pay your dues, too. But how we can make Mitch better on the other end is the things that he can do well, do more of it. But even when to me, this is the main thing to me right now as far as with his development. Because this is a play that he's always in. And that's the handoff. It's either the handoff at the foul line or the handoff at the 3-point line. So in both those cases, to me, those are shooting opportunities because when the first handoff is not there, right, then he brings it over nicely because they don't steal it from him, and he looks for the next player. Meanwhile, nobody's around him. So that's an opportunity right there to pull the trigger. Take a nice, comfortable shot because nobody's in a few feet of you. That's the 3-point line. Now, the one at the foul line on the corner, that's the one that can remind me of where he can be like Amari. Because when he gets that ball at the foul line extended, right, at the elbow, and that first handoff is not there, when you turn, if that man is a foot behind you, then shoot it. And then if that man is on an angle, one hard dribble drive, and you airborne for a dunk. I mean, that is so plain and simple to see in Mitch's game that to me, the coaches, y'all have to make him add that. And I think he already got that because he can put the ball on the floor. And it's 1-2 dribbles, and he's up. And that's something that people will have to stop. And if he can learn to even do that and then even pass out of that, look at the weapon that you got. But I'll tell you what, I would be damned if I'm going to give up on Mitch with his faults. Yeah, they say he's immature. He didn't go to college. He got that in him, but y'all brought in those kind of guys that should be able to bring that out of him. But after giving up on KP the way we did, there's just no way on God's earth that I'm giving up on Mitch because of his potential and upside is right in front of your face. Like, it can happen overnight just by telling him to do it and then have him keep doing it until he get better at it. But that's a weapon that we have to exploit. So in terms of our coaches in development, I can't say what they're not doing in practice because I praise them too much to put them down. But you have to get in Mitch's ear and go at him the same way you're doing the guards to look to score. And once he get that blood that he can score and have the opportunity to score, I say to the NBA, watch out. He's too athletic and he's too mobile not to be able to dominate on any given day. Now, you're going to run into them centers that just know how to play you. and they'll bully you up. But Mitch don't back down from people either.
Well, I'll say this. I was going to say, if Bobo can do it, why he can't do it?
It's not that he can't do it. It's a matter now. Part of that, too, might be in his head.
I'm talking about they letting Bobo do it, and he ain't even really cleanly doing it. He just doing it out of, I don't know. Like, so if Mitch can do it, and it's more, what's the word? It's more controlled when Mitch do it, then let him do it.
Yeah, because Mitch, that would easily make Mitch a 20-10, but his would be an impact 20-10 because he has the capability.
But now it takes them big men out the paint, and now quickly he might even have to float it. He might can go straight to the hole. That's
that's part of Quick. No, that's not on Mitch. That's part of Quickly's game.
I'm talking about he wouldn't even have to float it no more because now the big man come out.
He don't have to float it. A lot of those floaters that he do, if the room that's behind the man that he floats over in the basket, he could get around that man because if he wanted to. But right now he's in love with the floater. To his credit, it's working. But yeah, there's plenty of room before he picks up that dribble, because his head fake of getting somebody in the air is excellent. So he could easily get that big man in the air too, with a head and shoulder fake. But as far as Mitch, I'm not giving up on. I want to see more from him as an individual who gets paid in this league. But also I want to see our coaches to encourage him to do those things because this can be the difference of winning and losing. For us, he's staying out of foul trouble. So you got that nugget. Okay, so now let's move him into the next phase. But I kind of like the idea. This is the first time I ever felt that way about a player calling out their coaches like that. But at least now I know there's something up there spinning. You know what I mean? Like before, Mitch just reminded me of a guy sitting around sucking on a lollipop like everything is all right. So now at least I know that he's concerned. So now, get down there and do what you got to do.
Bro, I felt like that all the time. I felt like he was hard-headed. He got
not hard-headed, just immature.
But it looked like he'll say it, like, give me the ball.
Well, we have seen him, though, bark out orders on the defensive end to players, as far as holding down the back line. So, yeah, that kind of stuff is in him, and that's what makes him likable to me. That he's not running around. Aside from the tweet, he's not, like, running around acting like an ass in a sense. He's respectful to the game. But let's work with Mitch. All right, the next thing, the trade rumors. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. Now you mentioned Bradley Beal. The Bradley Beal one to me, that one because Bradley Beal he's connected to everybody and the trade rumors, and you got to know too if you take on a Bradley Beal, then you I'm pretty sure Randall would have been included in that one. And it's just hard for me to say after all this.
It's crazy. Let me get a shout out there. Shout out to my boy Rashad from work. But he was looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, do y'all want trades? Do y'all want like somebody that is gonna turn the team around, or do y'all want to start putting pieces together? You know what I mean? Like I like the Lonzo Ball, but I don't like the Bradley Beal. You know what I mean? I don't like the Bradley Beal because then, like you said, we got to give up Randall, but now Bradley Beal, I feel like that goes with a Randall. You know what I mean? Because Bradley Beal clearly can't do it on his own. Like, he don't turn us around like that.
Yeah, but not necessarily go with Randall. It could work with Randall, but the problem Bradley Beal has, to me, he really got the same problem that John Wall and Westbrook and them have, is the way that they feel like they have to have the ball. Bradley Beal to me is a great player, but I don't see him as the answer with the team we got.
Yeah, he's still like a bottom tier 2 to me.
Yeah, he's
not really tier 3, but
you'll take him.
Yeah,
but I don't see what we need somebody that can. Well, he can do all the things that we need, but we need a facilitator also.
Yeah, but I don't think unless he got some hidden talent that he's gonna show by himself.
Now he is what he is. Like he can score, but the things he has to do to score to get those big numbers. Okay, so then Lonzo Ball, JJ Redick. You could probably do that deal, and you don't give up Randall.
Yeah.
So that, depending on what they would want and what you're willing to give up, I would be leery of that. But that deal, I kind of would like because Ball. First of all, if you get JJ Redick, old or not. In our system, he'll get a whole lot of opportunities to shoot. And if he's in the slump, he'll definitely be able to shoot his way out of it. Plus, he'll be there in clutch time for a shot. But what Lonzo Ball to me would do for us is because he moves the ball, and we got the kind of guys like Obi, Mitch, Knox. They need to be able to get out and run. If none of them hopefully would be included in a trade like that. But their best strength is getting out in open court, and who better as a guard to constantly get you out into the habit of being in the open court is Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, he brings excitement.
Well, he gets the ball, he let it go.
He brings excitement, pizzazz. Like I ain't gonna lie, we kind of boring right now. Like,
well, we starting to get predictable, and that's mainly because of Randall. But at the same time, hey, I can live with that part to a degree. I just like what Ball, if we so-called have the pieces, I like what Ball does for those other players. He involves them immediately. He's not dribbling around waiting for somebody, and he's not a half-court player anyway. But you're not going to really steal the ball from him. But again, he gets the ball, he advances it. You as a player, with all those moves you're supposed to have, you want to be able to dribble the ball and handle it, he puts you in that opportunity. And it makes us more of a fast break team, even though we start to get more fast break points. Ball does that for us. Now, on the flip side, the Derrick Rose trade. Now, the talk with Thibodeau wants to, be reunited with Derrick Rose. And I said, I don't know. If they did it, I wouldn't lose no sleep. But I don't know what that does for us as a team. And I think he would come with a shooter, too. So he's an upgrade over Peyton. But then where do the rest of the team go? Because Derrick is not really going to set nobody up. He's going for his. And he can get into the lane, which we said we want to guard to get into the lane. But I like the Ball one over the Derrick. If we had to make a move, over the Derrick Rose one,
Yeah, I can live with Ball, and our team really don't change right now because I know that's an added piece. You know what I mean? I always talk about we upgraded something. I don't want to change something. I want to upgrade something. Derrick Rose to me changes it now because like what Derrick Rose does, it just doesn't work. You know what I mean? That style of play is out the window. The big man is playing like guards. Everybody playing like a guard. So I'd rather Lonzo Ball be there, help out the team. We upgrade, and then maybe another person next year say, yeah, I want to go over there. Like, let's get somebody to say, I want to go over there, so it's less work on us. Not we get Derrick Rose, and now they like, I don't want to play with him. You just going to trade him anyway. You get Derrick Rose. We had him already.
Yeah. Again, if with Thibodeau,
he got the dreads.
With Tibbs, he got the dreads.
I know. One trade rumor they were talking about. They were saying the Charlotte Hornets owner is 6'6". The Knicks might take him. Nah,
Charlotte Hornets. I'm like, what?
Nah, I seen that tweet Jimmy Butler put out.
Oh.
Said Charlotte Hornets owner is 6'6". He should be in the NBA.
Oh.
Michael Jordan.
Now who's the guard? Who's Charlotte's guard that was on Boston?
Rozier? No.
Yeah.
Terry Rozier?
Yeah, like now it's looking like, because I wanted Rozier the first year. This one he was still at Boston, and then for some reason, and he wanted to come to the Knicks. But now I don't know. I still would take him over Peyton. Now Peyton still has some value. It's just that his thing with Randall, that love affair to me, and it just keeps showing in every game how y'all passing back and forth. And I said last week, I more blame Peyton because you're the point guard. And you just like, come on. And Randall's at fault too because you're giving him too many shots you're giving him that you should give a real shooter.
I don't know about Terry Rozier. I feel like Dennis Smith Jr. kind of messed me up on them kind of guards. Those kind of in your face, young.
Yeah, but at least Rozier, at least he's still showing that he's still moving the ball. He's still pushing the ball. He's still like looking to play basketball. Dennis has just psyched himself out of basketball rhythm completely. Like he just come down court, and the way he just goes side to side, he's not looking to do anything. He's not looking to attack. He's not looking to score. He's not looking to pass, like to make a real nice assist. So, but I know the trade rumors are going to just keep going because of the 10 teams that make the playoffs. So that's what I want to skip to right now.
They make me nervous though, because now what like teams are going to want more out the Knicks.
No, but
they're desperate.
That's people are going to be jockeying for a position as the season go on. Everybody knows that what kind of piece they are away, and the Knicks have pieces. that other team can use. But we have to look at us internally. What do we need? So, something interesting yesterday to me, I was watching the Legion Nick podcast. We like that. And the conversation, I had my blood boiling. And one was the thing with Mitch. That was a real good conversation. So, but the other thing was they had mentioned something about the soft tank that the Knicks could be doing. So first I started thinking about it, and I'm like, no, and blah, blah, going back and forth in my head. And because I try not to be influenced by what other people say, because I have my own feeling about the Knicks. But then it brought up an interesting point that I didn't think of in terms of why we didn't really go after the kind of players that we said we wanted in the summertime. All the speculation on the summer about the guards, the 5 top guards. A lot of speculation. You trying to tell me that we couldn't throw money, with all that money we had, we couldn't throw at one of them? And then the speculation about the stretch fours and the shooting guards that we wanted. They were all attainable, and so I was racking my brain about, remember last week I said, had we gotten a Christian Wood or Bertans, had we gotten a Joe Harris, or Bogdanovich, like how much easier life would have been with two sets of those. So I said that was interesting, but the other part is that I don't agree with is now it could be a soft tank, who knows? We know Thibodeau is not really in on it. But the other part I don't agree with is waiting for a player in the draft. Now,
that's what I was about to say. That I'm like, a soft tank. Thibodeau don't even look like he want to start the guards anyway.
Well, even as an organization, but even as an organization, because that's where it starts from. Now they say this draft may be as good as since LeBron came in. I don't know, because
I don't see. I've been watching college ball.
Yeah, I've been watching. No, I see some good players now. It's just that my mind is, I'm not looking at them for the Knicks. I'm looking at them because I like the teams. I like because I refuse to let my mind go there. And we always try to stay in GM mode, But at the same time, I don't even want to go there in my mind, because we already gave up a lot of years of trying to get that next big star, that must-have star. And then in particularly the last 2 years, with the Zion sweepstakes and then the Lonzo Ball or what's my man out of Georgia, to get those guys, like we gave up a lot. And some might say they're saying do it again because what's out there. We're not promised anything now, because for 2 years, we put ourselves in position. We endured the pain of losing the way we was losing for 2 years to get those 2 players. So I just refuse to let myself go there, because at some point as the New York Knicks, we have to start developing a culture of really winning, and winning meaning trying to win. Because we're never going to see where we are as a team if we don't fight. To me, that's why I keep saying that 6th seed can be had. With all that losing right now, we still in 8th. Fight for that 6th seed. Give yourself a good 7-game series. Because I don't even know if the play-in games, I don't know what the format would be. Yeah. But hold on 1 second, though, because if we take these young players that we got, we take Barrett, and we have to put them in a series right now and test them, because sometimes you get in a playoff series and you become that kind of monster. And Barrett might be that too. And whoever else we got might be, so that when the following year come, we might get bounced in the first round. But now we can see where we need help. We're never going to do that if we just keep tanking to get the players that we're not even getting, the players that we're trying to get. When we deliberately tank, we're not getting the players that we're trying to get. So, we have to start now building that foundation of, we may find out if we can get in the playoffs and with a good seed, that we might only need 2 players, 2 pieces. We might find that our bench might be great. We might need just a starter. Like, you're never going to really know until you get in there and get tested. You can build for what? You can build a house. If it ain't firm, it's gonna fall anyway. So we have to get up there now, and let's see what they made of the fight to get them spots. What you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say it's laziness on management, because let's really think, and maybe I'm gonna be wrong, but since LeBron and Chris Paul and them, who really came in the league and was like that guy from the jump. Everybody else, they kind of just been drafted, and you really didn't even know. You didn't really know Kawhi was going to be Kawhi. You ain't know Curry was going to be Curry. You didn't, like, these players now, we know who they gonna be. LeBron's still hit. You know what I mean? A lot of these players are still hit. So it's getting into that transition, but they got to put in the work to get these players right. We said it about Mitchell Robinson just now. They saying it about Quickly now. They saying about R.J. Barrett if he get a shot and how he looks like he's about to be a killer on the court. Like, Knicks got to build these players up. Same thing what you just said, but it's laziness on management. Because what are you going to go get right now? You don't know who's going to be LeBron James when you get him. Like, you don't.
Well, LeBron James is different because if you...
So you win Zion right now, right? I ain't going to lie to y'all. As great as he looks, he's going to be on a decline soon, right?
I don't know about that.
Nah, I think he
maybe, but I don't know about that.
I think he's gonna be on a decline. Like, I don't think he's gonna be.
But I would have liked to have had him.
No.
I would have liked. I would love to have had him.
We would have had him, right? But he's not LeBron. Ball. Look, he was on the Lakers. He was with LeBron. He ain't LeBron. So what are y'all trying to get? Like,
all right, in that sense, you got a point in that. Yeah, but right. So we do agree on that, though. That
So
it comes down to developing our players, but it also comes because we're one of the youngest teams in the league. So we're gonna just keep getting younger and younger, and just keep barely getting nowhere near the playoffs, and we're never gonna know.
We're not gonna play them anyway.
But with the people that we brought in our coaches and in our management in particular, we brought in people with relationships. So make the moves, like make it, get into the playoffs, but make a move. People are stealing players from teams. However, you think that James Harden, when he's saying he only will go into the Nets and he's going to the Nets, there had to be some dialogue between his agent and the Nets. You know what I'm saying? Like, the NBA is not stupid. People are deciding where they want to go and they're going there. So if nobody's trying to come to you, then at least as an agent, be swift enough to outfox the other agent and the other team and get that player over there to you. But in the meantime, play with what we got and build on what we got. So
I agree. Like that ain't even. That's what we've been saying the whole.
Because it's in reach. It's in reach. Now I want to jump to right quick about because Bullock is out. So when Bullock come back, and this is just a question I'm going to ask you, and then y'all can even comment, ask, and let me know what y'all think too. Between Bullock and Burke, who do we start between Bullock and Burke?
Burke.
I say Bullock. I wanted to say Burke before until Bullock started shooting, because I like Burke better coming off the bench again. I now like him better with that lineup. So and then you got to factor in Rivers, because it's funny when somebody was asking me before the last game, Rivers shouldn't be nowhere on the court. Excuse me. And I said, no, Rivers do have value. He's shown us that he can take over, spells of the game. And then I felt so good during the last game to see him come out. And then looking at it again, he really wasn't lights out, because he worked hard to get those 25 first half points. Like, it wasn't just like 5, threes. He just knocked down. He was shooting, driving, but still, like, the concept of the team. It'd been nice if he just took it upon himself. It'd been nice if that was a team concept. He was driving, pulling up, things like that to get those threes. But it made me feel good that each individual player has value on our team. Now, how can we put all that value together? And it seems like that 2-guard spot, the 2 and the 3, seems like the spot that if those spots go well, then we play well. Because when Barrett and them is in the game, we really don't know who's the 2 or who's the 3, because they don't handle the ball like that. Barrett handles it more than Bullock. Burke, I like Burke. I like his overall game, his total package to his game. But now I know I like that with coming off the bench, because that's an impact scoring that we need. In the first unit, we know Barrett's going to put up his shots, and we know Randall's going to take the bulk of the shots. So we need that person coming off the bench.
And if they can look at it as I'm replacing what I already have, You know what I mean? Like, if they look at it like that from now on, like, am I going to go after a guard? It got to be a better guard. And then you kind of moving them down. And if I'm going to go after a power forward, it's a better power forward.
Yeah, but you're not going to know. To me, you're not going to know now until your playoff tested. We haven't even talked about Obi yet and how he's being used. But, you're just not going to know really what you got to me now until you get in the playoffs. Now, you know what you don't have. We all know that. But let's get these players in position. And even just trying to make the playoffs could tell you something. They know if you're not fully committed. Players will know. And then they'll give up before you think you gave up. And you don't want to see that either. All right? So just tell me what you think about Burke and Bullock. For some reason now I'm starting to fall in love with Bullock. Just because I know he's a shooter. And and we need shooting. All right?
Yeah, he need to hit him more for me.
All right. All right, some of y'all can see I got on my Knicks Morning Koffee shirt. So we got the link down there. If you're interested in, getting one and, help us out, we appreciate it. And anything for you, Joey?
Nope. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
There it is. Peace.